Okay, you would never know it, but this is Reflections Take 2. New vocabulary that you need for Unit 4. Transformation. I think I have my eraser on. Transformation is just changing. Isometry is where we transform it, but it does not change shape or size. So that includes rotation, translation, and reflections, which you should already know. And then today we're going to talk about a reflection, which produces the mirror image, which you guys are kind of used to that, I think. Okay, so some of the things to remember when you're drawing a reflection. You need to draw a perpendicular line to your line of reflection, and then you need to, there we go, and then you need to draw the same length line on the other side of it. Okay, so that's that one. The next one is going to be right here. Again, trying to make perpendicular lines. Probably not doing a super good job, but that point's going to be about right there. And then my last one is going to be this one at the top, which has a long way. I don't know that that's perpendicular particularly, but it's going to have to go like to here. So my last point is going to be like right here. So my reflected, that's not bad. Okay, so things to remember. This is the original. We call it the pre-image. It's the one we start with. The pre-image is the original, which means that we call the new one, the image, is the new drawing, new object, new drawing, new thing. So the image is the new image. So we have the pre-image and the image. Okay, now you're going to have to suffer through me drawing reflections when I'm not very good at this, but we're going to give it a go. Okay, so one of my points is on the axis or the reflecting line, so it just stays where it is. Then I'm going to do this one over here, about right there. Okay, that's that line. Then I need to do this one and this one. I can kind of do at the same time because one of them is right here and the other one is just a little farther. So I have this one and this one, and it goes like this and like this. And then I do the big bulb, this big hoot, whatever that is. There you go. So if I took off my yellow lines, you could probably see that they're reflected. So the next one's tricky because it's slanted and because part of it's on one side and part of it's on the other side. So when we reflect it, this little corner should end up on the other side, and all the rest of it's going to end up on the other side. Okay, so this one, this point is barely over the line. So I'm going to do blue. So it's like right, it moves to like right there. Does not move very far. Okay, and then the next one, remember I'm trying to draw perpendicular lines. I may or may not be doing a good job. The next point is going to be right here, which is that. It should probably be straight, like it should probably be more vertical. Okay, and then I'll do this point. It's going to be like right there. And those do not connect because I need to do this one is right. It's farther away, isn't it? Okay, right there. You're gonna get bored by the time I finish this. Okay, that should be a straight line. Should probably be more vertical. And then this one connects like that. Okay. The tip should be like right there. This one should be right here. And this one should be like right there. So if that's correct, then it's going to go like that, and I guess over to this one, and like this. Oh, because I drew this line wrong. There we go. Okay, that's a super bad reflection, but there you go. Find points you can move and then move them. Okay, let's do on a grid because now I have points to follow, which makes it way easier. Okay, so here's my pre-image. The way I usually do this, if I'm reflecting across the x-axis, or the y-axis, here's the y-axis. The easiest way to do it is to count how far it is from the reflecting line, count that many over on the other side. So that's my first point, 2, 2. Same thing with this point up here. It's going to be 2, 7. And then my last point is going to go 8, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to go like right here. Here's my reflected triangle. This is 8, 2. So you can tell that our points ended up how? What kind of pattern do you see? So if I go over y, the x values are opposite sign and the y values are the same. Okay, so if we're doing y equals x, that goes through the middle. So it basically is going corner to corner through the middle. This is y equals x. And we're reflecting across that. So let's, because this one's going to be, to make perpendicular lines, I'm going to have to go like this, which I don't want to do in red. So let's take that off. Okay, so it actually is not that. Let's just do it. Okay, so I'm basically going catty corner to 0 and then catty corner right here. So this point is this point. So this is -2, no, 2, -2. Opposite way, 2, -2. Okay, my 2, 7 is going to end up, I should do it in yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a half. There's my half. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be right there, which means that I put the other one on kind of in its way. That's going to be 7, -2. And then my last one, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm doing red. Okay, so that was 8, -2, and now it's going to be 2, -8. So I went from 2 to, no, I got to go back to, remember I'm going from my pre-image to that one, so I'm not looking at the ones in the middle. So I went from -2, 2 to 2, -2, 2, -8, 7, -2. So basically they switch places, but the signs stay the same. Okay. Now we're going to do another reflecting. This one's going to go across the x-axis, and then y equals -1. So the x-axis is right here. Think something's going to happen like the other one? I think you're right. Okay, this one's kind of hard because it ends up on top of each other again. So I go 2 up right here. So that's 4, 2. Oh, that's the wrong one. All right, and my one that's 4, 3 is going to end up right here. That's going to be 4, -3. And then my last one, I'm going 5 down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. So I end up at 1, -5. So this one, the x's stayed the same, and the y's opposite sign. Okay, and then if I do a reflection over y equals -x, it's basically going to go this way, through here, not even close. We'll see how that works. Let's get rid of that one and that one. Okay. So if you start out with a bad line that you're reflecting over, then everything ends up wrong. All right, so let's give it a go. So I'm going back to my original, my pre-image, and my first point is right here. That's going to be 2, -4. And then this guy is going to be 1, 2, 3, half, 1, 2, 3, which is going to be -3, -4. So that's that part. And then 1, 5, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be at -5, 1. Did you guess it? -1. Two, -4, -3, -4. Okay, so remember we're going from the pre-image to this one. They switch and both change signs. So knowing that your x and your y values of your order pair just change, you should not have to do all that counting like I just did. And you should be able to just put it on there. Okay, so here's the thing they're going to do, though, is we're talking about the image now after reflecting. So that means we're going to have to go backwards, which should still be the same as going forward, right? So I have 4, -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what happens when we don't put numbers on them. Okay, and that's the reflection. Over the x-axis means I'm just going 6 up and then 6 more. So this is, and we use the little prime symbol for the image. So this one is the image, this one is the pre-image. So the pre-image is 4, 6, which we knew because when we reflect across the x-axis, the x stays the same and the y is the opposite. All right, so f prime is -3, +2. That's f prime. And we're reflecting this one across, or it was already reflected across the y-axis. So I just need to go 3, 1, 2, 3. And as we know, it's going to be for the y, the first one is opposite sign, and the second one stays the same. So it's going to be 3, 2. All right, and then G, 5, 7. Right smack in the middle of my E. So this is the new with the little prime mark. So before it went over y equals x. So we'll make that purple. Here's my y equals x. Goes up here and all the way down here, but I don't care about that part. Okay, so here's y equals x. So if you remember for y equals x, we switched. Let's go back and look. They just switched places, but nobody changed signs. So my new G is going to be 7, 5. So if I go 1 in here, 1 right here, that's my G. That should be 7, 5. It surely is. And that's how you do